Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Season 7, Episode 3 of Locomotive Royale, or the second bracket, and this is What in the World, number 3. I am your host, Ellis, otherwise known as the Admiral. With me I have 5 wonderful contestants, and of course, my technical advisor, Tyler.
What in the world am I looking at?
Yeah, I know. Welcome back. I know we've been away for 2 weeks. We had the Wednesday special in between. Hope everyone liked the screenshot competition. But now, we have 5 new countries vying for a spot in the season's end finale. And real quick, I have to pull open my file and see what order everyone is in. What I know who's first. Kaiser, what is this and what... well, you don't really need to tell me what country it's from. Everyone that's seen some previous stuff should recognize this.
Well, I am bringing the DRB Class 45 Umbau, or the rebuilt Class 45. Yeah, it's German. I wanted to win something, so I decided, I gotta bring something German. But I don't want to bring the 52, so this is it.
Yeah, also, the 52 probably has been nerfed under the new style point system a little bit, but, oh man. Yeah, so we have our signature Nazi engine, couldn't get through a season without one. Anyway, in the second position, Vert.
Well, no, I was gonna say this one, the rebuilt version, isn't a Nazi engine.
Yeah, right. So anyway, I have decided to go with Australia, the land down under, and the pride of Australia, the New South Wales Class 38s. C-38s, rather.
I really wanted to transition to you and say, and Vert, do you come from a land down under? But I'll go back to Kaiser for a minute and say that, yeah, and those NASA scientists weren't Nazis either. Definitely.
Operation Paperclip definitely changed that. They were all born and raised in Alabama, definitely.
Yeah. Anyway,
Definitely born and raised in Huntsville.
finally filling the U.S. slot, Brian.
No.
No.
Anyway, hello. I the Starlight Alchemist, aka the guy that has the soundboard and usually dominates the number 2 slot of these Royales.
Number 2.
As in getting second all the time.
No, as in you are... Never mind.
He's just shed on every
You
time.
fail.
Why? Anyways, I have brought the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy S4 and S4A Class 464s,
Oh
which you
my
might
God,
remember
we have
as
an
the
American.
Aeolus.
The
Oh my
Aeolus,
God, we have an
the
American.
Volvo of streamliners, as I once called it. You
But
sent the
it's not
non-streamlined
streamlined, and now
version,
it's
though.
here.
So,
I like these engines. I don't know why, I just really like them.
they are well-proportioned Hudsons. I can't say I don't like them, but
It's got a
I'd
hat.
say they're
it does
probably
have a
one
hat.
of the few Midwest engines that I like that isn't trunk.
It has an extra headlight package, too. Oh my God.
It's a diesel Mars light.
Anyway, Fort, this is not
Hi,
Japanese.
No, it is not. It is in fact it was Lithuanian. It was for the Lithuanian State Railway because that was the only railway that existed in Lithuania for the longest time.
Whoa.
It's the GP class, alternatively also known as the 399 class as well.
399.0.
This doesn't look like an EMD product.
Yeah, point
Yeah,
zero.
this is actually a Jeep, just very well shrouded.
Yeah, so it confused me for the longest time, but the way I figured out they did the name, so they did the classes where like it was the number or the pair of letters, and then they would have the actual number of the engine afterwards. So if you were to look on the actual page, if I can pull up the page where it was, sorry, oh god, so it would be like GP 21 and through to 26. It was like it's a little confusing.
May I also mention that it was probably built during the era where you heard this frequently?
Yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
saying anything.
Anyway, I would like
I
to
paused my
to
soundboard,
point out
don't
that I'm
worry.
pretty sure how this was made was they stripped down a Jeep 9 and then put a steam locomotive shrouding over it, and then they gave the light package to Brian's engine. So, finally, we have a another streamliner, or a proper streamliner, a rock lobster, or another thing that I am not going to call it on the air.
Oh my
Ace.
god.
Okay, I mean the thing is, I did have a locomotive lined up for the American slot because I have a trading card of it, 4488. However, the American slot was literally just taken from me. So, in my desperation to find a new engine, I managed to dig up Iraqi State Railways PC class Pacifics. Um, I keep reading about them, and they continue to be very interesting.
Hold on 1 second before we start the Royale properly. I can't trust Lafayette right now. He's been bad a lot, so I put him in his crate and I gave him a bone, but then he accidentally pushed it out of his crate and now he's barking at me because he can't get to it. So hold on 1 second.
Poor Laffy. Anyway,
Is it-
can I just say something about the Iraq lobster, whatever we want to call it?
A
Go
lot.
on.
It looks like if a person who's obsessed with steampunk redesigned the A4.
I don't know if he did that out of protest or what, but anyway.
He did that to escape the fall of Berlin.
Something
How old is the dog?
something that Kaiser might know a lot about. Oh, where are my timers? Here they are. What do you say about the dog?
No, I was just gonna say it's like he said it's like escape Berlin, and I said how old is the dog because we were just talking about
Yeah.
Lafayette.
Okay, so for those who don't know how this game is played, we have 5 rounds of statistical points from the Loco base by Steve and Wes. And then we have a round of style points. We go in order with the people that were called in. So Kaiser, you get the first stat call.
Okay. We are going to go with.
Number of
Year
war
built.
crimes. Oh, year built. Going once. Going twice. Alright, put that in the drop down. Year built. Starting with Kaiser, of course.
Okay. 1950.
Not bad. Actually, very, very good. Vert.
1943.
Wartime. Brian.
I have a feeling that I'm going to get last. 1930.
1930 is not that bad, but we'll see. Fort.
1939.
Okay. And finally, Ace, when is this from?
1941.
Okay,
Wow.
that is a last place for Brian, but it's 5 points for Kaiser on his own stat. Good call. 4 points for Vert. 3 points for you, Ace. 2 points for Fort and 1 point for Brian. Now we move on to Vert. What is your?
You know things are getting
stat
weird
call?
when year built is called and 1930 is last place.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna it's gonna probably be a crapshoot, but we're gonna go with boiler pressure on this.
Boiler
one.
pressure. Going once. Going twice. All right. Boiler pressure. Starting with Kaiser.
232.10.
232.10. Vert.
245.
245. Brian.
I'll do you one better. 250.
That's 5 better, actually.
Well,
Fort.
Hey Kaiser, how you feeling?
232.1.
The metric system, everybody.
Yeah,
Luckily for them, I've only got 220.
that's sad for a 1941 engine. Okay, so there's 5 points for Brian, bouncing right back from that one. 4 points is on his own stat. Vert, not a terrible call. 3 points for both the German and the Lithuanian. And finally, 1 point for the Iraqi. So, Brian, what is your first stat call?
Hmm.
The Areolas.
Areola.
Yeah.
This is probably going to be a slightly dumb stat. Valve gear.
Valve gear, going once. Going twice. Okay, that tells me that nobody has any, like, weird and shady valve gears. Let me put it in the drop down. That means it's over on the right, everybody. Valve gear for the German.
Oh, I have to get out of my happy place.
Yeah,
Aw.
please wake up, Tyler. I need you.
Or it's well,
What is it, Kaiser?
it's Husinger.
What?
It's wall shark.
What?
Okay.
It's another name for wall sharks.
Okay.
Okay.
Tyler will be the judge of
It's a
that.
variant of
What
all
about
sharks.
you, Vert?
Mine is actual wall sharks.
Wally?
Well,
Brian?
Baker, isn't it?
Baker.
Baker,
Of
there you
course.
go. Fort.
It doesn't actually say on my page, but from my observations, I'm pretty certain it's wall shirts.
Yeah, it looks like Wally to me. Tyler, can you double check that for everybody, please?
Okay, so
For the Lithuanian engine.
Husinger is basically just wall shirts renamed.
Isn't it bouncier?
Like Yo Mama?
Not really. Okay, so
Bruh.
which one's in question?
Mine, the Lithuanian one. It doesn't actually say on my page, but it looks like it's just regular wall shirts.
Yeah, that screams Wally to me.
Okay, and finally, Ace.
Also wall shirts.
Also wall shirts. Okay, so that is five, or it's 44544.
That's why I said it was kind of a dumb stat, because everyone was getting the same except for me, and I was getting one more point.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
it'll pump those numbers up. That's for sure. All right, so
Bump it.
Fort.
What to do here? I think what I'm going to go with is driver diameter.
driver diameter going once, going twice. Okay, driver diameter. It's there in the drop down. Kaiser.
I'm probably gonna lose. 63.
63 is not bad. What about you, Vert? God damn it. 69 inches. Okay.
Nice.
What about you, Brian?
78.
78. Wow, those are much bigger than I
Jesus
expected.
Christ.
There's a
I'm an
subreddit for
American
that
passenger
anyway.
engine. What do you expect?
Fort.
Well, I have to say, this was not just a passenger engine; it was an express engine.
7870. 78.70. Okay, way to be those guys, Lithuania. And finally, this thing, which looks like an express passenger engine. Ace?
Yes,
No,
with
it looks like a-
69-inch driver.
Okay, that's
Nice.
unfortunate.
The Breadmobile, folks. The
Three
Breadmobile.
streamliners here have.
Okay, so here's where we stand off of that. Actually, very good stat call from Fort with 5 points, just eking out 5 points. 4 points for Brian and the Aeolus. 3 points for the
The twins.
two 69ers.
Oh yeah, that's better.
And 1 point for the German. Ace. When you're done with your 69, what's your stat
Driver
call?
wheelbase.
Driver wheelbase.
Jesus Christ.
Going once. Going twice.
No.
Okay, driver wheelbase.
I said veto.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
Sorry,
you didn't come through. But throw your veto in
That's
the
what
list
she
there.
said.
If you want a veto, make sure you're also putting your veto in the drop down so that it can be like living evidence that I cannot do the thing that I'm calling. Okay, so try something else, Ace.
Okay, so then ratio of driving wheelbase to overall engine wheelbase.
All right, wheelbase ratio going once, going twice.
Veto.
He did call driver wheelbase, right?
Actually, wait, I rescind that veto.
He was calling driver wheelbase, and now we're doing wheelbase ratio.
And I was about to veto it, but I decided not to because there's probably something else there are probably other things I could do worse on.
Okay, Kaiser, what's your wheelbase ratio?
0.54.
0.54 for a 210-2.
The hell?
Yeah.
What
it
about
says.
Was
Vert?
it counting the tender in that?
No.
No.
0.37.
0.37. Yeah. Okay. This thing looks a little condensed. Brian, what's yours?
I'm glad I didn't resend that video because there's a chance I could be actually come out in a place that isn't last because this is close, 0.34.
0.34. Okay. Fort.
0.38.
0.38.
Damn.
Okay. And
Jesus.
finally, Ace.
And you'll notice something interesting about me and the New South Wales engine. 0.37.
What is with you two?
Well, I mean, they have the same wheelbase, same size, same ratio. Man, that's weird.
This is weird. We have our new Mikado brothers, except they were separated at birth and moved across the planet.
I hate this. I hate
Okay,
this.
so here's where we are. 5 points for Kaiser with a 210-2 against a bunch of passenger engines. That's not unexpected. 4 points for the Lithuanian Express engine. 3 points for this Pacific. 3 points for this Pacific, and 1 point for this Hudson. I just wanted to nail down the different wheel arrangements because I hadn't quite internalized them yet. We have 3 Pacifics, a 210-2, and a Hudson. This is a lot of... We don't see a lot of 210-2s in general, or really a lot of Hudsons, although they are some people's favorites. So, it's interesting that we have that and also 3 of the same wheel arrangement. Anyway, this is where we stand so far, a 3-way tie, but not between the Hudsons. 18 points for the 210-2 from Germany, 18 points for the 462 from Australia, 18 points for the 462 from Lithuania, 16 points for the Aeolus, or not Aeolus, and 14 points for the Iraqi Mallard. So
Iraqi Mallard, yeah, that's a good one.
Have you considered a reason why the Iraqi engine and the Australian engine might be similar?
They're the same engine.
Yeah,
No, they're not.
I am beginning to think that there may be reasons. Because, coincidence, I think not. Tyler, what do you think about this whole tying and identical situation?
I think that some toast was in the same oven as another thing and got some ideas. They weren't exactly great ideas because the New South Wales thing is definitely more advanced.
Well,
but
Are you sure about that?
Can I briefly mention
look
something?
at your trailing trucks for me, please.
and
also look
specifically
at your
the tender
drivers,
trucks.
please.
And the tender trucks, don't forget
Yeah,
about
that's
that.
fair.
yeah,
Well, somebody is over here going to have a lot better time when you get to the
What-
rougher track.
Why does the Australian engine have AAR Type A's for tender
Oh,
trucks?
this is where the internals of the Jeep went.
Yes, life-size tender drive.
Yeah, Bert, you didn't tell me you had a tender booster. Anyway,
The one thing I wanted to point out that's just kind of weird to me is most of you brought passenger locomotives this time around.
that's true.
Well, I mean, I was going to say it was one of the few locomotives I could find for Lithuania is the thing.
That's fair.
I mean, it was either this, what was it, a 244 commuter tank engine, which had even less stats, or an 010 narrow gauge, like 2'6" engine that had even less stats.
Or weirdly enough, another S160.
Another S160, come on.
Of course, it would be another S160.
Oh man, S160s from around the globe, the Royale series.
Yeah, my choices, but other than this, was a Irish 264, which was essentially a copy of an LMS engine, and then a Chinese 2882.
Oh, that would have been hilarious. I want to see that.
To be completely
I
honest,
think if I get in again, that will make an appearance.
Somebody please bring the Irish 264 to get my friend Crane to watch one of these.
Oh, that would
Because he
yes.
refuses to because we slander British things too much.
Oh well, I'm
But he's
sorry they get
Irish,
dunked on.
So,
Rightfully,
I'm sorry they suck.
says the technical
Oh,
advisor. So
boy.
you know his opinion's valid.
It's like, and I know if I get put in an Irish engine, we are seriously gonna get questions asked.
Oh God, I'm afraid of what might be said. Anyway, let's move on to
Roll
round
G.
2 here. Kaiser, what is your second stat call?
I'm gonna go with something a bit iffy on this one. I'm gonna go with tender fuel capacity.
Oh, that's an interesting call. Going
are
once,
we all coal?
going twice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm Cole.
That's a good question, Brian. I think everyone is. Yeah.
I
Well,
look.
Ace,
every-
what fuel are you?
I'm pretty sure I'm coal.
Let me double check real
It
quick.
could be oil though.
I'm going to double check. Total fuel capacity. That looks like gallons. So
Yeah.
no, we cannot do
If
fuel
it's a
capacity.
couple thousand.
Was
then
it? Yeah. Was it thousands?
It was in the thousands. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I am.
Thousands
I am.
of
I am
tons
an
of
oil. I am
coal.
an oil engine.
Okay,
I got a
Kaiser,
bit
pick
of
something else.
tender.
Okay, let me see.
What do you think of the Middle East? A lot of oil.
Yeah, I mean, in
Yes.
fairness, if it was a coal-fired engine running in Iraq, I might have questions.
Yeah, yeah.
What are they
You
actually
don't say,
burning?
buddy.
Step 1, where's the coal?
Yeah.
Step 2, why not
Let's
oil?
go with something that will probably get vetoed. Tractive effort.
Well, that's a smart call for you, I think. Going once? Going twice? Okay, no vetoes I can hear. So let's do tractive effort. Starting, of course, with Kaiser. And I accidentally click off of Kaiser onto Vert's picture.
55,800.
55,800. Okay. Vert?
Seems about right.
36,273,
Yep.
according to the stat page.
Brian?
I'm seeing a lot of my favorite numbers in here, but unfortunately, it is not enough to get first. 476.76.
That's actually a pretty good score for a passenger engine.
Two of my favorite numbers are. Three of my favorite numbers are in there, 476, and technically a fourth in 76.
476. For this thing looks light. Tell me you have some tractive effort.
I mean, I have some. Yes, it is 36 to 13.
Wow, that's
was
incredibly
close.
close to Vert's.
I wonder why.
Well, that wasn't the thing that we thought was the same. Ace, what about you?
Unfortunately,
Uh-oh.
31,075.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have a 200-pound boiler pressure.
Boogity.
This was a 5 for Kaiser on his own stat, which is very good. 4 for Brian here, 3 for Vert, 2 for Fort, and 1 for the unfortunate Iraqi Mallard. Vert, what is your second stat call? This thing, I am rooting for this thing.
Alright, I know I'm not gonna get 5 on this, but I think I'm gonna shoot for tender water capacity.
Tender water capacity, going once, going twice. Okay, tender water capacity, put it in. Kaiser, what is your tender water capacity?
7656.
7656. That's more than I would have
Wow,
expected in
okay.
that thing.
More 76, yay.
Vert,
9,720.
that's pretty good. You've got a good sized tender, although it looks like Brian's bigger. Brian?
15,000.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Fort?
40. It was like 84-48.
8448. I was going to say 40 something. That's
44.
small tender. Yeah, 844. So in the desert, how much water do you need?
Yeah,
case.
I would assume being an express train crossing the entirety of a very large desert nation, you would need a lot of water. But apparently their infrastructure was very good because I only have 36,000 gallons of water.
Oh god.
Oof.
Oh, you better hope this engine's efficient.
Yeah, really.
So here's where we stand.
Maybe it has a condenser built in.
I would hope.
Maybe that's what the streamlining's for, efficiency.
Did they take that piece off of a Jeep? Anyway, that's 5 points for Brian, 4 points for Vert on his own stat call. Yeah, you pretty much you called your shot. 3 points for Fort in the Lithuanian engine, 2 points for the German, and 1 point for the Iraqi, the desert engine. I mean, you'd think with that big hump on the back, you'd be able to store like tons of water like a camel.
That's where the oil is.
Yeah, but
unfortunately.
this is like the good kind of camelback.
It is a very sharp-looking tender with a
Ella?
special surprise.
Is it?
Well, if there is
The
a good kind of
ball.
Is it a missile launcher?
Is it a scoop?
Did they take this thing and turn it into a technical?
Well, you'll see.
I'll
I'll explain it in,
Oh,
I
God.
can't. I probably won't even be able to explain it in style points. Never mind.
Scoop.
Oh man, I'm looking forward. I wish I had better delivery on that, but I just couldn't not think about this thing with guns mounted on the back.
guns and
and it-
ships and the bound ships.
Oh man. Anyway, Brian, what is your second stat call?
I'll look for something that won't get vetoed.
Well, you've got 60 seconds to look for it.
Let's go for high pressure cylinders and hope that nobody hears 3.
Okay. Okay. Going once. Going twice.
I
High
got
pressure
it.
cylinders.
High
Put
pressure
it on the board.
cylinders.
Behold the power of metric.
Oh no.
No, I was just saying that because we have a lot of like non-imperial engines here, so I was going to think there was going to be some sort of weirdness going on.
Yeah, special order, it's on the right. Kaiser is putting in a diameter of 20.47 inches, a stroke of 28.35 inches. That's substantial. But how many of them are there? I'm hoping 2. But maybe 3?
I can't see anything on here, so I'm just going to have to go with the default.
I think all of these engines have 2 cylinders. I hope all of these engines have 2 cylinders.
I know that Germany had a bunch of 3-cylinder things. I'm hoping that isn't one of them.
Kazi, you're taking a while to type it in.
Gory,
You
what the hell?
barely just
am I
got me.
doing?
There it
Die.
is. 3 high pressure cylinders. Meanwhile, the Australian thing has 2 21.5 by 26 cylinders. The American thing has 2 25 by 28 cylinders. The Lithuanian thing has a pair of 23.23 by 26.77 cylinders. And finally, the Iraqi thing has 21 by 26 cylinders, just a pair of them. That will come in last, but let's show the results right now. That is 5 points for the German, 4 points for the American, 3 points for the Lithuanian, 2 points for the Australian, and 1 point for the Iraqi.
I pulled a vert.
Hey, getting a 4 on your own
I got
set is definitely not the
fuck's
worst
sake.
thing to happen. I just want to show how close this was, though. It was less than 500, or actually, it's a hair over 500 cubic inches of difference between these 2 cylinders. Or 500 units. I don't even know if I've calculated out cubic inches here. I've calculated out a number. So, I've calculated out
Yeah,
a
it's
value
cubic
that
inches,
helps
because
us
if it's inches by inches, then it would be inches, then it would be inches squared by inches squared, so it would be inches. No, wait, no. Crap.
I think it is in fact cubic inches. It's just the numbers seem larger than I would have expected, but apparently inches add up really fast. So that's where we stand. Next stat call is forts.
Okay. I think I'm gonna call gray area.
Great area. Going once. Going twice. Interesting call on this thing, which looks small to my eyes. But maybe Fort, looking at the numbers, has a different idea of what's going on here. Let's see the great area of the 210-2, though.
48.44.
That's smaller than I would have expected.
844.
Australia?
Son of a bitch. 47.
Okay, but I didn't expect you to beat the 210-2. What about you, Brian?
87.9.
That's more like it. I'm not rooting for you, but that's more like it. Fort, how did this pay off?
51.65.
Okay, at worst you're getting a 3. That's not too bad. You're probably getting a 4, though. Ace, you don't look like you have a firebox.
Yeah, 31,000.20.
Yeah.
31,000 for great area. Yes,
31,
definitely.
thought that thing looked-
31.20.
Okay, well,
Sorry.
if I can at least constantly get either 3s or 4s, I'm gonna try to beat this.
Yeah, no, that's a
thought-
path to go on. There's 5 points for Brian there, 4 points for Fort, 3 points for Kaiser in his 210-2, 2 points for Vert in the Aussie, and 1 point for Ace in the what's the kind of bird that's native to Iraq?
Storks?
Storks?
Well, these
Are
all
they?
have names after all 4 of these engines were named after the major cities.
Fort, are you telling me all babies
Iraq.
come from Iraq?
Well, okay, so here's the thing. So I know so storks usually come up north, and there's like a lot of them would like roost in the Baltic and Lithuania and stuff, and then they'd fly south for like the winter and stuff like that. But apparently, as they were flying south, they would be getting shot at and hunted a lot of the time in like Afghanistan and the Middle East.
Well, they are big, plump, juicy birds.
Yeah,
I
so-
see turkeys out in my backyard sometime, and I get hungry. You're not going to
The
fall me for
national
that.
bird
That's why
of Iraq is
shoots
the
out his
Chukar.
window.
Wait, hold on. What
I
was
was
that?
wondering.
What was that, Ace?
It's a pheasant. It's the Chukar Partridge.
Okay, cool. So we have the partridge in a pear tree.
I was wondering
Ace-
why. I was wondering why Ace's engine looks so small, and then I thought maybe it would be broad gauge, but no, it's not broad gauge. It's just really small.
It is
Yeah,
just really
it's
small.
it's standard gauge.
It's a pheasant. Are pheasants big? I have no idea. I've never seen a pheasant. Ace, what is your bird
well,
calling this time?
Well, I'm hoping at least that I'm light. I'm minimum weight of rail.
You are a bird. Going once? Going twice? All right. Minimum weight of rail. It's in this list somewhere. There it is. Kaiser, you've got a lot of access.
So close. So close to greatness.
Oh no. 68. Okay. You're like
It's not
hanging
pin
upside
standard
down,
like-
right? What do you say, Kaiser?
I said it's not Pincy standard like you're used to. I know.
No, it's not 3 digits. It's honestly very small. Vert, you're upside down.
84.
Oh, 84. Okay. What about this thing, the American thing? It should be big. It should be fat. It's eating a lot of McDonald's.
Penzi.
Yeah,
It
there
is
we
the
go.
McDonald's.
115 pounds.
150.
That's
Yep.
that makes me feel like home. Thank you, Brian.
It is
It should have been 2 lower.
No, it shouldn't have been. That's wrong. I'm gonna put in a thing in the spreadsheet where if you get 113 as a number, it reduces your score by 1.
Damn it! Road numbers 112.
Yeah, and if you get 69 or 420, it goes up by 1.
Yay.
No, Fort, what about you?
Okay, well, given some of the stories I've read about this is kind of weird, but I'm sorry, Kaiser, but 67?
Oh, it is as light as it looks.
Okay, now question for you, Ace. What is the terminal velocity of an unladen swallow?
I have,
Eastern European.
apparently, it is 60 to 65 miles an hour.
Oh, I thought you were going to hit us
Okay.
with the minimum weight of rail as a
Okay, now
result of that.
that
Please
that
tell us the
unladen
minimum.
swallow.
But also 65.
Okay, 65.
Nice.
You were there. 65 miles an
being a
hour
funny.
for this bird. Tweet, it
You
bird.
laid in swallow.
That is
Okay,
bird.
so now that that's being said, can I just say the weird thing I read about these?
Go ahead.
About my engine. So after like Lithuania was invaded, these were apparently sent to Czechoslovakia, where they apparently weren't used too much because they were too heavy.
I knew it.
What
was
did
Czech.
Czechoslovak engines? What were they made out of? Balsa wood?
I have
Yes.
no idea. So, like, I'm
Keep
looking
in
up-
mind-
You also
Keep
got
in
to
mind
remember
that-
that Czechoslovakia is the country that had that gigantic northern tank engine.
Yeah, Arnold the Royd's engine was
Yeah, that's
Czech.
right. Yeah. Oh man, we need to have that come back. Bring that back next
Yes.
Royale. Okay. Anyway,
Oh, please.
5 points for Ace, 4 points for Fort, 3 points for Kaiser, 2 points for Vert, and 1 point for Brian. Okay, so tallying these points up, do we still have a three-way tie? Probably not. Let's find out.
Definitely not.
Definitely not at all. In fact, we have someone who has sunk and is already in danger of being knocked out. But everyone else is clustered up pretty close. So, if you can see, you can know what that is. But otherwise, take your guesses, folks. 36 points for the DRB Class 45 puts it in the lead. 35 points for the CB&Q S4s. That's second place for you. 34 points for the Lithuanian, I'm not going to try to pronounce that, the Jeep 9. And in fourth place, second from last, New South Wales Class C38 with 31 points. Then, meanwhile, the Stork is back here with 23 points, unfortunately. Asa, you know now what you win at. I hope you can come back a little bit. I wish you luck. What about...
there's some things that I would love to know what I win at.
Oh god.
I wish you luck in finding out. Tyler,
Yeah.
we have this tight grouping at the top. What do you think is going to become of that?
Let's see here. I feel sorry for the Lithuanian.
It is kind of small.
It's I don't feel like it has a good future. I've got my crystal ball out.
You've got your crystal ball. Is it like a
The
Soviet
tarot
invasion
cards
sort of
out.
future?
Yes, it's very much the Soviet invasion.
Actually,
I see a red flag with an interesting emblem on it.
Fort acknowledged.
I hear music.
We are seeing red flags in your future. Fort, why does your single stage air compressor tucked underneath your elephant ear look like it's the same diameter as my pineapple cup?
I don't know.
Because it's like probably a 9-inch diameter one.
What? Yeah,
Maybe it's a flat one.
it looks like
maybe
it's
it's actually
flat.
a
It's
triple.
two-dimensional. This thing only received 2 dimensions of the GP9. Where did the third one go? Or,
Yeah.
It's a two-dimensional cross compound. There's actually another one behind it. It's just too thin, so you can't see.
it's
Yeah.
flat.
Out of the others, I'm not sure which one's gonna do the best. It really just depends on how the cards go.
Yeah.
And then once you get into stats, the style is.
Yeah, we will have to see. Style points could be very dangerous for everyone who is not the Aeolus.
Yeah, it leans towards Americana.
Yeah.
Very much so.
So you guys heard it here first. You guys need to take out Brian. Anyway, it's time to move on to the third round of stat calls. Kaiser, how are you going to take down Brian today?
I don't know. Oh, let's see.
Number of wheels is not a stat, unfortunately.
I
Also,
think I'll go with Ellis Temelio's weight computation.
ooh, that is a good call. Going once, going twice,
Veto.
and a veto from Brian.
That's the only thing that I think I'll actually, fully, completely lose at.
Yeah, it would not be good for you. Alright, Kaiser, try something else.
Oh.
You had one good idea. I'm sure you can have another one.
Probably not.
Love the confidence.
The I think I'll go with. Let's just try this. I don't know if it'll work. Flues.
Veto.
Okay, and a veto from Ace.
Damn it.
I bet you Ace doesn't have a superheater.
I don't have any boiler tube measurements.
That's
Okay,
unfortunate.
let's go with tubes.
Oh my god,
Veto.
why are you hitting him? Going once?
Veto! I said veto!
Okay, veto from Fort.
Because I know that's the one that Fort doesn't have. I'm getting rid of the vetoes.
Oh, okay. What else have you got?
Let's go with
Flew 2 blanks. Do it, coward.
Do it. Do it.
In fairness, he looks pretty long.
I'm pretty sure I'm
no,
shorter
I
than
don't.
him.
I'm not gonna.
But then again, he's
No, I'm not
German,
gonna
so
list that.
we won't know.
You guy.
Yeah, there's a couple of things.
I gotta think quick. Let's go with or that's a big number. Let's see, same as above, but substitute firebox area for grade area.
Okay, same as above, but substitute firebox area for grade area. Typically a very large number, typically in the 6 digits, if I recall correctly. So go ahead and put that in the drop down, and you're first out to give us your stat, your big number. I
I
hope
would love to put it in, but if somebody could change the
you
drop
can
down,
still
then
put it in.
Oh, okay. I just didn't want to break formatting.
No, I appreciate that. I don't know what effect that would have had on formatting, but nothing irreversible, certainly.
Okay, I guess I'll go ahead and go.
Go ahead.
It's probably not as good as the CB and Q guy. 53,674.
53,674. Ooh.
It's not very good, is it?
Australia, Vert, what about you?
Yeah, it really isn't. 75,197.
Oh boy. Brian, is it 6 digits?
119,925.
Yeah, there it is. Fort.
Just give me the one.
Oh, you don't have it. Oh no.
Damn. No.
And finally, Ace, do you have it?
Yes, I do, and I was actually that's pretty close. 51,575.
Okay, yeah, that's
Damn.
not half bad. Okay.
That
So,
is disappointing for the German.
5 points for the Aeolus, 4 points for the green thing, 3 points for the German thing, 2 points for the Iraqi thing, and 1 point for the Lithuanian. That's unfortunate, Fort. We tried to warn you about the red flags. Vert, what's your stat call?
Hang on, Vert, real quick before you do.
Yeah.
DMing you.
Oh God.
Because if I don't win, I want you to win.
Don't work with the Aeolus.
Isn't this
We'll
conspiracy?
do evaporate haze surface divided by cylinder volume.
Dude, I was asking you if yours was good or not. I wasn't saying for you to do
Oh,
it.
so-
Never mind.
by
Never
cylinder
mind.
volume.
Never mind. Disregard.
Okay,
Disregard.
I was about
We'll do number built.
number
Fuck
built.
it.
Going once, going twice. Okay, number built.
Fairly certain he's going to win this, but let's see how this goes.
I would be worried about the German if it
No.
wasn't a rebuild.
Oh no.
Kaiser, what is yours?
Remember how I said these were rebuilds?
Yeah.
10.
Okay.
Oh,
What about you, Vert?
Let's fucking go. 30.
nice.
I've never seen someone so excited over 30. Brian?
12.
Okay, that's less than 30. 4.
Half the number above me.
That's unfortunate. 6. How many of these things
Drat.
were there, Ace?
There were 4 of them.
There were 4. That's unfortunate. Okay, so that's 5 points on your own stat call. Nice job, Vert. 4 points for the Aeolus, 3 points for the German thing, 2 points for the Lithuanian thing, and 1 point for the stork. The pheasant. Partridge in a pear tree. Brian, what are you going to do to defeat Brian today?
What? Defeat myself? What?
Yes, please do.
Exactly. Do
Um,
the honorable thing.
Yeah.
I beg of you, I beseech you, please die.
Okay, so Vert, you're probably gonna get a 4 from this if things aren't really fucky wucky. Evaporative heating surface divided by cylinder volume. You didn't have to actually DM me the actual number. You just have to say whether.
Oh my god.
What, are you leaking steam now? What's going on?
Sorry,
evaporative heating surface
that was
divided
a
by
water
Ended
heater.
the
Don't worry about it.
evaporative heating surface divided by cylinder volume going once, going twice. Okay, I have a thing. This should have heating surface divided by cylinder volume. There it is. You have 3 cylinders, Kaiser. I don't think this is going well for you.
No, it is not. 178.79.
Ouch.
Ooh, that's
Okay.
actually better than I thought it would be.
It is also better than I thought it would be, which means that you might have some serious heating surface. But anyway, Kaiser, Vert,
239.17.
that's a pretty good number.
Okay.
Brian,
266.94.
that's really good. Fort,
208.35.
well, you cleared the 200 threshold, but it's not helping you. Ace,
I'm sorry for
oh
209.54.
my god.
Oh, I did say you were probably gonna get a 4.
There's so much squabbling, and yet the Burlington pulls ahead. 5 points for the Aeolus, 4 points for the green thing, 3 points for the Iraqi thing, 2 points for the Lithuanian thing, and 1 point for, I guess, the stretch DRB 52. I just looked at it, and it just, for some reason, it clicked to me as if someone had taken a picture of a 52 and just done really mean things to the aspect ratio, and that's how we got this engine. Anyway,
About right.
yeah, Fort, what is your stat call?
Okay, so I'm looking at me and looking at my competition, and of the stats that I don't know. I'm gonna go engine weight.
I was going to say, these things are too heavy, right? Going once?
Uh-oh.
Going twice?
Uh-oh.
I think engine weight is going to help you and hurt the person who needs to be hurt. Kaiser, what is your engine weight?
276,680.
Okay, that's actually not that bad. Vert?
I'm honestly surprised. 251.328.
Okay. Go ahead, Brian.
391,880.
Yeah, there you go. Fort?
Okay, then I've done better on this than I thought I would. 218, 257.
Oh my god, it is so light.
Uh-oh.
What
So
about
what was wrong with the checks?
what about you, Ace?
Well, close. 221,032.
Wow. Okay.
Wait,
so
seriously?
there's
I'm the lightest one here?
You are the lightest one here. That's 5 points for Fort, 4 points for Ace, 3 points for Vert, 2 points for Kaiser, and 1 point for the Burlington. Ace, you know where to go, buddy.
Yep.
What's your stat call?
Tender loaded weight.
Tender loaded weight. Going once. Going twice. Tender loaded weight. I'll put it in the drop down here. What is your tender loaded weight, Kaiser?
Hold up, I'm typing it in.
Feel bad.
117,913.
117,913.
Okay, then.
Vert.
199.360.
Brian.
Brian?
Brian?
Hang on a minute. I just chewed on what I think is a pizza bone in my chicken pot pie.
What?
Okay,
I don't
well,
know.
well,
It was something stiff that was inside a piece of chicken. I don't know what it was.
Cartilage?
oh man, I'm trying to avoid jokes here.
326050. Sorry about that.
6050. It's okay. Take the bone out of your mouth, and then we'll continue.
I have. That's what I paused about.
Doesn't sound like it. Anyway, Fort.
168, 213.
And finally, Ace.
168.
230.
90,000.
Oh my god, it's under 100k.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
5 points for that tiny little camelback tender.
Oh.
4 points for the German, which I'm actually kind of glad about because I felt bad because, like, suddenly the 210-2 is being left behind, and I'm not praising it very much. I mean, I know it's German, but whatever. 3 points for the Lithuanian, 2 points for the Australian, and 1 point for the CB&Q. Let's see where we are now. Is the lead more commanding or not? Ooh, it is, but he still has competition. So that is 51 points for the CB&Q engine in the lead, 49 points each for Vert and Kaiser.
Let's go, Vert.
47 points for the Lithuanian locomotive, and 38 points, unfortunately, for the Iraqi engine. But Ace has made a comeback. He did a decent showing this past round. I think there's still a chance that
more than I did in the first round.
Yeah. I think there's still a chance that he makes it into Final Jeopardy here. What do you think, Tyler?
Brett.
I think the bread loaf needs to go back to where it came from.
Oh no.
I don't really like it. I'm gonna be honest.
You know what? I love this engine. I'm going to make I'm announcing it on stream. I'm going to make a special
Oh,
order.
God. I can't imagine how much
no.
pain it's going to be to get a photo of this thing. Oh no. Okay, yeah, we'll see about that. Special order of the Iraqi Stork class. Oh man. Well, so you think he's not going to survive? He's got a whole round. Maybe
Well,
he gets some help.
hey, Ellis, guess what?
What?
I found a public domain image of this engine.
Is it this image?
No, I can send it to you now.
Yeah, go ahead and drop it in
Streaming
streaming
recording.
recording. I'd love to see it.
Oh no, I've already sent it. This is
I won't.
this.
Oh, the like blown out image.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's in the Imperial War Museum.
Oh
That
boy.
is so washed out.
I'll have to
Uh-oh.
get my
Wow.
top men on photo editing that into something usable, but I'm sure it's possible. Anyway, I think if it's a lot of weight stats, maybe you can get in range because it'll take down the top contender, that's for sure. But Kaiser, you are tied with Vert and behind Brian. What do you have in your bag of tricks that you can beat them out with?
I'm just, I'm at a standstill here.
Uh-oh.
I think I'll go with. I'm run out of stuff. I'm not very smart when it comes to locomotives like this. So I'm gonna go with something probably gonna get me beat. Let's go with combined heating surface.
That's probably not a bad call. Going once, going twice. Let's see combined heating surface. Kaiser, whenever you're ready. This I think is going to be a good call from you. I was just showing the audience some things that I was checking out in your stat sheet, and this actually took me by surprise because I'd forgotten that this was something I'd called out as an option earlier. So go ahead.
Probably not going to be very good. I'm not sure. 4188.
4188. Crunchy.
Okay.
Who just crunched a water bottle?
Vert,
Don't worry about it. 3,368.
the real question for Vert is, was that water?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was actually water.
Clear liquid that the Lithuanian engine provided to its brother. Oh wait, you're not the brother. Brian, what about you?
Canadian National
Oh
6077.
my god. That is way better than I had hoped it was. Ford?
3597.
Okay. And finally, Ace?
I've learned I do have a superheater.
Oh,
2,706.
that didn't help you very much. There's 5 points for the Aeolus, unfortunately. 4 points for the Kaiser, 3 points for Fort, 2 points for the Aussie, 1 point for Ace. Vert,
Stop feeding him, guys.
We already know.
it's tough. Go ahead, Vert. Number in
We
class.
already know.
Okay. Going once. Going twice. Number in class, Kaiser. 10 once again. 30 from Vert.
30.
12 from Brian.
Half a dozen.
Half a dozen from Fort.
Still 4.
And a third of a dozen. So that once again is 5 points for Vert and the Australian engine, 4 points for Brian, 3 points for Kaiser, 2 points for Fort here, and 1 point for Ace. That went quick. Brian, what have you got? There are plenty of options to give yourself a 1, you know. Plenty of them.
Why are you not cheering for me when the last time this was in a Royale, you said specifically, I want to see this in the final?
Because
it was the
now
Trials of
it's
That.
up against things I like better, and you didn't present it to me as the Volvo Streamliners. You presented it to me as this incredibly generic-looking Hudson. Except it has a light package it stole off a Lithuanian engine.
It's because I wanted to reveal it as a surprise that it was actually the Aeolus which I had brought before.
Well, needless to say, I don't want to see it in the final now, but I probably will anyway.
Now, I wouldn't mind if Vert used his veto on this, but this is actually my secret weapon, which I pulled out the last time I had this in a Royale.
Uh-oh.
Booster.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was coming.
Veto.
Yeah, okay, there it
Yep,
goes.
I had a feeling.
Try something else.
All right. Let's see what I have. There are some things that are rather risky.
You said
I
whiskey.
really want to be mean. I'm sad that Flues was vetoed.
Whiskey.
Okay, let's be somewhat mean, Builder.
The drunk Royale is coming.
Oh, boy.
Builder going once, going twice. Okay,
God,
Builder, I'll
no.
put it in the drop down. It goes
Fuck.
over on the right.
Here we go.
Wake up, Tyler. It's time.
Well,
I
I
am
know
very
one of us
sorry.
here. I know who's here going to get the 5.
I
wonder.
know who's going to get the 1.
That is the question. Kaiser? DB?
Deutschbahn.
Bushbahn.
Home build.
What about
Rip.
you, Vert?
Several main builders are Clyde, and then New
South.
South Wales works at Everleigh and Cardiff.
Oh, okay. Okay. Brian? Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah, this too is a ball.
I don't even need to explain it.
As if you couldn't tell by looking at the thing. Where is the Lithuanian thing from?
It was built by Skoda.
Skoda!
Fucking Skoda again.
Race
And
cars.
finally, which British works built this Iraqi engine?
Well, Robert, Stevenson, and Hawthorne.
Oh, God.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay, Tyler,
I say-
we know where the 5 is. What about
And we
everything
know where the
else?
4 is. Skoda gets 4.
Oh, really?
It should.
No.
I didn't hear Tyler saying Skoda gets 4, so
Let's see here.
Oh, sorry.
So Skoda is, yeah, these fuckers. Just to refresh myself on
Race
what
cars,
all
tanks,
war crimes
everything.
did this group commit.
well,
I mean, they
see,
were
you don't
Czech,
need to
so-
refresh yourself with that when it comes to Deutschbahn. That one everyone already knows.
Yeah, that's the Kriegs Locomotive video reminds me of every day
Oh man.
until the rest of my day is
Skoda.
gone.
So let's look at these.
So Robert Stevenson, very good builder when it comes to exports, not as much on the domestic front, except for the early years. Skoda,
Made
I
these.
get the whole entire thing with, car.
Car.
They also made tanks.
Yeah, but
Well,
Yeah, they
train
made just
good,
tank.
car bad.
Yeah.
So what about tanks?
We already have a
Those
Volvo in
aren't
the
just
competition. It
cars;
was
they're
built by
race
Baldwin.
cars.
So I'm tempted to say, well, Deutsche Bahn, just being Deutsche Bahn, is like home built. So it's gonna be.
Fortunate.
I'm gonna say Deutsche Bahn gets a 2.
2, okay.
While the Aussies get a 1.
Aw.
Only one of those three builders is home built, though.
Okay, but let's see. Cardiff.
I think.
Cardiff or
I don't know.
They're either they are. Yeah, what the hell are the other two?
I love it. I
What are
love it when
these?
we get to something that Tyler doesn't know.
On the New South Wales system.
It's so rare.
Okay, so these are shops on the New South Wales system. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that is home built. Robert Stevenson gets a 4. Skoda gets a 3.
Okay.
Damn it! No.
There we go. That rounds that out. All right. So Fort, what about your stat call?
Looking. Thank you for all the talking because that gave me a chance to look, but it hasn't really helped me much.
Train good, car bad.
Using the space to his advantage. That's smart.
Wait. Has engine weight been called yet?
Yeah.
Over on the
It
right,
has.
yes. Engine weight was called.
What are you saying now?
Was weight on drivers called?
Weight on drivers was not called.
I guess I'll choose that one.
Okay, weight on drivers. Going once, going twice. Weight on drivers starting with Kaiser. Alright. I feel like this is going to be disproportionately bad for Kaiser.
205030.
205030. I don't know what sound that was. Vert?
150,528.
Not bad. Brian?
I was originally just going to say heavy, and then that happened.
207,730. Wow, that is close. That is
At least
close
I'm
to the
not
German.
getting one.
Well, Fort,
Um.
it's between me and you.
Well, I got 121, 254.
121, 254. Okay, well, let's hear it.
That's
from-
really good, but not good enough. 117, 432.
Okay,
Yeah,
It's
got
only
it.
been
Hold on.
113.
there we go. 5 points for the Iraqi, 4 points for the Lithuanian, 3 points for the Australian, 2 points for the German, and 1 point for the Aeolus here. Unfortunately, that breaks a streak of 5s and 4s, so I don't think this is going to be super great when we come out of this here. But Ace, you've got one last chance to make a difference. What are you bringing to the table?
Well, it's kind of obvious, and since there's no vetoes, I guess it works. Total locomotive weight.
Okay, total locomotive weight. Going once, going twice. I would have also considered axle loading. That is, if you have it.
I do have axle loading.
Okay, that's good to know. Kaiser?
Just making sure I'm putting this in right.
Alright. Total engine and tender weight, it is called in the sheet. This is one of those that I had to shorten up to fit on the stat cards.
454593.
454593. Okay, Vert.
Holy crap. 45688.
Oh my god. 450. Okay, Brian.
Heavy.
717930. And Ford,
Yeah, so 386, 470.
386, which is slightly worse than
311, 360.
311, 360.
311?
And the results thereof 5 points for Ace, 4 points for Fort, 3 points for Vert, 2 points for Kaiser, 1 point for Brian. Stop me if you've heard this one before. And here's where we are at the end of the statistic rounds. Did Ace manage to claw his way back? I wouldn't expect that. No. But he's within range to receive assistance. This is where we stand right now. 67 points for the Burlington Locomotive, currently in the lead. 63 points for its two closest competitors, the Class C38 from New South Wales and the Jeep from Lithuania. 62 points for the German engine, German 210-2, which is somehow hanging in here despite two really rough rounds, and 54 points with the best round so far for it. Ace. Tyler, I know you don't like this thing, but we have the chance to let all 5 competitors into the final round.
Are you saying that this piece of toast is a competitor?
I am saying that this pheasant is in fact a competitor, and I want to see it get at least like 2 style points and take something away from Brian's reign of terror that is about to commence. And I think we should do axle loading.
You know what this sounds like?
What?
You're like the one Roman senator where it's at the end of every single speech. And furthermore, I'm of the opinion that Carthage should be destroyed.
Exactly. That was my Discord status for the longest time. It was Carthago delanda est, which means and Carthage must be destroyed. So yes, I agree. We have a new name for the CB&Q 4000. I dub thee Carthage.
So wait, are we actually doing axle loading?
Tyler has to agree with me.
I don't know.
Well,
that just feels like we've already
allow me
two of them back to back.
Well, right, but here's the other thing: is you also influence Ellis on this call as well, and Ellis goes, "Why do I listen to you? I should have listened to you on this stat."
I'd like to remind you that, as it is written in the rules, the point of host choice is not to play favorites, but to try and level the playing field. And this is possibly the best opportunity we've had in the history of this game, full stop.
Why'd everything go all quiet?
Because Tyler is thinking very hard.
Do you smell smoke?
Look out, Tyler's gonna have a boiler explosion.
R-O-N.
Oh god.
You have a trolley
I
problem.
was going to say Power MT, but
Oh god, no, that would be 5 points to the CB&Q guaranteed. Any of the power stuff.
Fine, we will do.
Alright, axle loading. Let's go.
I'll let you have your fun and rain on my part of the parade.
Your part of the parade is about to commence, my man. The next section is all you.
Yeah, well, guess what? Now I have an extra mouth to feed.
Yeah, but you get to feed the other ones for less time. Oh,
that
man.
doesn't stop another voice journey into my head.
That is true. Everybody shut up unless you need to say something. Axle loading from Kaiser.
4124.
4124. Vert. 5400. Brian.
What?
Nice.
Wait, what?
Why is it showing us that?
Why is it in scientific
Please don't do
notation?
that.
There we go. 69,780. It really wanted you to not do the 69 joke.
Nice.
Okay.
41,888.
41,888. And finally, Ace.
That was a lot closer than it probably should have been. 39,200.
Wow, it was close. I am actually very glad we did that, because look how close these all are, except for Brian.
I didn't
Except for
know.
Ryan.
I didn't think anybody else here other than Ace and I had axle loading.
I honestly
wrong.
expected at least one person to not have it. I'm astonished everyone does. Why
I
can't
was
this
hoping I
happen
could
when
get
I'm making
two.
trading cards?
That's the thing. Like mine has axle loading, but it has none of the tube stats.
Tyler, I want to see if we can figure out. We need to see if we can figure out some fudged axle loading for RGS 20. Anyway,
What?
it doesn't have axle loading. Anyway.
Okay, let me go out there and measure
please.
it, and maybe it will kill me.
We need to get Wyble to just roll this thing on a scale for us.
Yes.
Anyway,
Now it'll crush him in the process.
that's 5 points for Ace, which is as intended. 4 points for the German, which is not intended, but I'm glad it got a boost, I guess. 3 points for the Lithuanian engine. 2 points for Vert, which I'm kind of sad that it only got 2 points because, like I said, I am rooting for this thing. And 1 point for Brian, working as intended. So here's where we stand. Ooh, just barely squeezed in there. That is 68 points for Brian, 66 and 66 for Kaiser and Fort. We have a tie once again.
Woo.
65 points for the Australian thing. That's upsetting to me. And 59 points for Ace, which means if I activate everyone for style points down here, setting everyone to ready,
Calling.
everyone should be listed as calling.
Calling all engines.
Calling all engines. Oh, I forgot to set up the thing that shows who goes first, second, third, fourth, fifth in this, but we can keep track of that well enough by just checking the points. So, Ace, you go first. And Tyler, of course, I will turn it over to you, except for when I need to say something.
All right. So this is my first and most major style point. Is I was talking about I have a secret thing for my tender, and that is my tender has a cab that connects to the cab of the engine for driving backwards.
So a tender,
What?
you've got a tender
Wait.
cab.
I have a tender cab. It's at the front of the tender.
So we got the BR-52 out of here, and now we have. Now I don't like it anymore.
Can I have a picture?
I'm looking at your diagram and I'm confused. So is the cab you're speaking of at the front?
Yeah,
where it's
that's
got
what
the
I said.
diaphragm?
It's at the front of the. It's probably the diaphragm on the diagram, but you could very clearly see it on pictures of the engine.
I don't think that's for driving.
It is. It has been stated for rearward. It has specifically been stated for driving backwards.
Okay, I see the.
Yes, yes,
You know what?
yes,
Fine.
yes. Here.
Okay.
Fine.
1 point
Yes,
for
Seems like
Ace and
their
his
double
tender
bogey
cab.
tender. Their double bogey tenders offered a second cab near the rear to allow reverse operation.
This is
All right.
insane. Man,
Can
I can't
somebody
imagine how
explain?
difficult it would be to disconnect that tender. Which, as we know, is a thing that we cannot do. Alright, Ace, what's
Yeah, I
next?
I'm just posting
Rip.
something in They Were Green, and
I think. Well, I'm gonna get probably my most obvious style point out of the way. I'm fully streamlined.
so am I.
Yes.
Alright, so that's a streamlining point.
I
Yeah,
think
it's
Bird is.
it's a streamlining point, and Ryan, you get. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't get it. No, I don't get one.
What about? Okay. I'm gonna do a named train.
What is the name of the train?
It's called the hang on. The Taurus Express, running between Istanbul and Baghdad.
Tyler, I'll leave it to your discretion as to whether you want to give him it for that specifically or name train.
I'm gonna say name train.
Okay.
Just because, like, if it was the Orient Express, we've given it as a separate point before, but this is not, like,
You hear that
literally
bread
murder
loaf?
on the Orient Express.
You hear that bread loaf? Your train isn't cool enough.
Yeah, also, Vert, take half a point for the streamlining, not a full. Unless there is a fully streamlined version.
Is there a fully streamlined version of this?
Hang on, who's the bread loaf?
Me.
The bread loaf is Ace. Okay, so yeah, a name train for Ace. Is there anybody else who
Oh, it's this boy. Okay, yeah, you get
I've
your
had
point.
I've had 4 name trains. Axar Ben, which sounds rather Arabian. The Aristocrat, don't know why they named it that. The Black Hawk, which sounds really cool. And of course, the Zephyrs.
Okay.
Yeah, you get your point for name train.
Ace, what else?
Do I get a paint point? I'm green. With white stripes.
Tyler.
Yeah, Ace and Vert, you get the paint points.
Therein
Would I get
lies my question
point,
again.
dude?
Do I get a paint point for being stainless?
No. We
Damn.
will.
Do I?
You can call stainless itself later, but
Okay.
it's. I wouldn't count that as a paint point because it's not paint. That's actually a material.
Yeah.
Do I? Hey, do I get a paint point?
What were you painted in? The blood of orphans?
Jesus Christ.
There's red. There's red. It is. It's got. I've got red rods.
I don't think so.
You
Oh,
also
I've got
have. You
more
also have. I just want to point this
0.25
out because
paint
I noticed this earlier.
Locomotive.
You also have white wall buffers.
What?
Look at
That's a
look at his
thing.
buffers. They've got white
A
walls.
few European countries did do that sometimes.
I
It's rather
don't
neat.
like that. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't-
But
I
anyhow, I'm not gonna give it a point because again, the others
Okay.
they're green,
Well,
I
so
think
and
the
it was
check had,
described
white
because
wall
I'm
buffers.
green.
yes. So this is
No.
a they were green point.
Yeah, if you want to write it down as they were green.
Yeah.
then
Okay.
sure.
I'm writing it down as they were green. Ace, what else have you got?
Do I get a war service point? Because I did. Well, yeah, I did serve during when the Nazis and the fascists did a coup in Iraq, and then the British invaded.
Where the fuck was this in my history textbook?
And
Sure.
and
Yeah,
the
we'll
thing
give you a point for that.
and one of these was lost because she was torpedoed on the high seas.
What?
I don't think,
Yeah,
You know what?
so-
Yeah.
I don't
they
think that
bought-
counts
they-
exactly.
So they bought 4 engines, and one never showed up because it was sunk in transit.
Because it became a Somali pirate.
I feel like Stevenson should have reimbursed them for that.
I would hope that that's what happened, but there's a long-standing history of Britain not reimbursing people.
Yeah.
Particular for war-related things. Anyway, so that ends the 5
that
points
ends-
for Ace. Yep.
Me? Oh, okay.
And
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
5.
the next person up is actually Vert. What are your 5 style points? I need to flip the timer over, which would be convenient right now, considering Vert is not saying anything. Vert?
Shit, hold on. Sorry, I was muted. Fuck. I have a live Steam model.
A live Steam model. Okay, that's a
Sure.
point. What
I-
war service did you participate in? Were you on
Yeah.
the front line, Vert?
I mean, Australia was practically on the front line.
Emu
Debatable.
War.
Emu War, yes.
I would say rescind your war.
Yeah, I don't
service
think
point,
Vert gets a war
because
service point.
Alright.
Wait a second.
You
I
are
was-
the home front.
Troop
Yes,
trains do not
definitely.
count as
I
war
was
service, which is
captured
why
by
I
Oh,
Australia.
when
didn't.
you're getting bombed. Well, when your country's getting bombed, wouldn't that fucking count as the home front being on the front line?
Well, I was
Well-
captured by the Soviets. Does that count as a war service?
Maybe.
No. Not unless
And
you.
you
Not
get
unless.
Captured by the Soviets.
He was in the Soviet Union.
All right.
Not-
Anyway, service. According to SteamLocomotives.com, the last engine was left service in 1969, but according to Wikipedia, it left service in January of 1970. The last one did.
Okay, when did everyone else leave? I know Brian, you're deado.
I mean, I did haul the last steam train on CB&Q. I was one of the last
Yeah, but that's
I
not.
didn't
That's
haul
not
the
relevant
last
here.
one. One of the.
Kaiser, when did you leave service? I think you're the only other person here that might have a shot.
Hey.
I need to look
left,
that up. I need to look it up.
Okay, what are you saying, Ace?
I left service in March of 1967.
Okay, so that's not close enough.
Oh.
What about you? God, it fills up the whole thing. Ford, what is your thing? What is your last service?
It says that they were basically not touched after Czechoslovakia. Again, they were too heavy for Czechoslovakia, so after 1945, they just weren't touched.
Okay, so that's weird that when the Czechoslovakia
Wait,
received these things, they just filled them with lead and then complained
Okay,
about
wait.
them.
Okay, so I'm reading for this
According
reason,
to,
the locomotives are retired as a splitter service until 1969.
Okay, so not quite, Kaiser?
According to steamlocomotive.com, one of them lasted until the 1960s, but it doesn't say when in the 1960s.
Okay, so Vert does take that point.
Yeah.
Ladies,
Service into the 70s.
Congratulations. All right, what's your third point, Vert?
I kind of didn't want to do this, but we'll do mass-produced model.
Okay.
I have one.
I have one.
I don't.
I have some really shitty ones, and I have some good ones.
All right. Well, everyone that has one, take a point.
The shitty ones are specifically the streamlined ones.
All right,
Mine is an O scale.
Vert, what else do you got?
Stand by.
I'm looking at a couple things.
Bellevue, but HO scale. Be like.
Box Pock Driver.
There's one.
I have one. I have them. At some point, at least one of mine was fitted with full Bach Pox, but when they were in the shops, they kept swapping between spoked and Bach Pox in everything but the power driver.
What the hell?
Jesus Christ.
That!
Yeah, hang on. There is an image I found. Hang on. Let me
I
just pull
don't
it
think
up.
that's a mass-produced model, but
What, my
could be
thing?
wrong. Yeah.
No, that's an O scale model. It's been mass.
There's this image of
Yeah.
4004 with the front axle being spoked, but the rear tube being Bach Pox.
What the hell?
Yeah, welcome to the Burlington.
Okay. So
it
what
was
does
just
he?
shop shenanigans.
What does he get for
And the
that?
bell is upside down.
I'm just gonna say I'll give him a point for it because honestly, it's not against the rule, and also since
I was gonna say half,
This-
but okay.
it's what Rareds did.
Okay.
All right.
They
At some
update.
point,
They upgrade.
I would argue that it's half.
at
Because
some point there
Well,
was
you
one
see,
fitted
I
with
would
full
say
Bach
2/3.
2/3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say 2/3.
We have evidence of it being sometimes 1, sometimes 2, and probably sometimes
0.67
3.
points.
So I
I found a picture of Aeolus with all Bach Pox.
I think it
Oh.
balances out, but okay, we'll leave it as 1. So fifth and final, Vert.
Roller bearings.
Roller bearings all the way around.
I have those.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay. Everyone else who had roller bearings all the way around.
I don't think I have roller bearings all the way around.
I
Yeah,
don't
I did.
think I do either.
I wouldn't expect
I have
anyone
a-
else here
I
too,
have
honestly.
I have a couple of roller bearings.
Okay, so we move on to the next person, which is actually Kaiser. Kaiser, how do we start your style points?
Okay. Smoke deflectors.
There you go. That's the first
Hey,
one I was
finally
thinking
get
of.
one.
So smoke.
When I was in that one Royale, you did say that my vents on top of the Aeolus count as smoke deflectors.
Well, they do deflect smoke, right, Tyler?
Yeah, they do. So
Okay.
I guess we'll give it.
Yeah,
Half.
the step,
Give it
the
half? Okay.
step
Wait,
cup.
what is the smoke deflector? Because I've got vents there too.
Smoke deflectors
Yeah.
are the elephant ears. You.
Well, I know.
Step covers wouldn't count, obviously.
Who changed it to 0.5?
I did because Tyler said half.
Okay.
Yeah, looking at the drawing for aces, yeah, that would be half as well.
Yeah. Okay. So Ace
'Cause
gets
what
a
it
half.
does is the vents routed into the middle of the casing, and then it shoots it up. That is weird. That's a weird system.
Anyway, Kaiser. Yeah, Kaiser. What else have you
All-weather
got?
cab.
All-weather cab. That's a good point.
I also get.
You also do get that.
Do I get 2 points because I've got two?
No,
all-weather
you do not
cabs?
get 2 points because you have 2 all-weather cabs. Nice
I
try,
need to
though.
check something real quick because I'm not sure if that's just a door or if Aeolus actually did have an all-weather cab when streaming.
Which number is that?
4,000
Yeah, no.
and
Okay, it's
4001.
either 4000 or 4001 is the only Q Hudson that got an all-weather.
Huh,
So,
okay.
like, part of your class did, so just take half a point.
The cab. Okay.
All these half points. Damn.
Listen, you got an easy point where you should have got a half, I think.
2 thirds.
What about we're not doing that. Okay.
Yeah, 0.6.
Kaiser, what else?
Let's see. This is something that I think is pretty neat. One of my class was converted into a high-pressure locomotive.
Yeah,
Oh,
I saw that.
God.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
Tyler, what do you think about that?
What I think.
What do you
German
think?
technical superiority.
What do you think points wise? Not like oh God, oh God.
It's cool. I'll give it a point.
Okay, you have a high pressure loco in your midst. What else have you
Y'all
got,
want to see a
Kaiser?
picture of it? I got a picture of it.
Well, pick your next point first.
Let's see.
I can see something.
You see something.
I do.
Wait a second. Did somebody? I forget. Did somebody get a picture for having like white walled buffers?
Yeah,
No.
it's the picture that
Oh,
Kaiser has
yeah.
of their locomotive.
Has a picture. They didn't get a
I see
point
the
for
face of
that.
war crimes.
I see
No, but did he get a point for it?
No, he did
No.
not get a point for it.
Okay, never mind. Because I
I
just
don't
found a
think
picture of mine.
you get a point
No.
for buffers.
You're about to run out of points.
Let's go with my red undercarriage.
Red undercarriage.
Would that have been a paint point?
Well, the paint point
Well-
was reduced to they were green. So,
Okay.
Tyler, what do you say about the red undercarriage? I think we have given points for that before.
Yeah. You know what? Sure.
All right. And number 5, Kaiser.
Okay. I'm running out of idea. Ooh. Good rearward visibility.
You
Because I have that special tender.
Would I get that too?
Let's see here.
I found
I
another
think
picture.
so.
Yeah, I found another
Or-
picture of my engine that shows the tender better.
Everybody but Vert and I would get that.
I would agree with that. What do you
Yeah.
think, Tyler? All right, good rear
Yeah, I would agree
visibility.
with it.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so punch that in, and then we move on to the other person who is tied for that spot, which is Ford.
Okay. So Okay. Can I get? Would I be able to get a point for being on for servicing under multiple railroads?
Under multiple railroads.
I would be.
No, we don't do multiple railroads.
I may not be a
That's-
judge here,
that's
but I'd say that's
unfortunate.
no, but not fold worthy.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. I
Where-
would say that too.
We're putting in. Oh wait, sorry. That is not a point that you didn't get. It's just a non-point. Well, you're running out of time though.
See, I can't really think of anything else because these things really did nothing. I mean, can I
Smoke
get a
box
point
start.
for being too heavy for their what?
Smoke box start.
Smoke box start?
I
Yeah,
know you're
that's
my
the point.
competitor and probably my biggest competitor, but screw it. I'm giving you a point.
Yeah, there you go. Smoke
Because I
box
don't want to
start
see
is a
you
point.
die.
Remind me what smoke box start again?
It's the clockwise clock face.
The
You know,
clock-
instead of-
Would I get a half? Would I get a half a point for the turn wheel? For
That
the
counts.
unstreamlined version. Oh, it does. It
Yeah,
counts
it
fully.
counts.
Okay.
Wait a second. Do I have ditch lights or are those just regular lights?
I mean, we
Let
would
me
call them
see.
ditch lights.
I wouldn't call them ditch lights.
I would
because...
call them ditch lights.
Keep in mind the German has them.
Dick you.
So wait, can I get a point for them or not?
Wait, who
He
all
also
gets
has
the point for the
class
smoke
lights.
box dart? We're gonna go with the Lithuanian and the
And the New
Australian?
South Wales, yeah.
Okay, that's it. Okay, so your ditch lights / marker lights.
Okay, ditch.
What's your?
Do I get that as well?
It looks like you have them.
There are class lights on the 3801 and the Iraqi.
Yeah, but that's different.
They're like
there's
British
class.
removable ones.
I'm trying to see. Is that a builder's plate on one of the smoke deflectors I have?
Well, hold
Trying
on.
to see.
Hold on. Who all gets the point for the ditch lights, Tyler?
Yeah.
That
Yes,
would
that is a
just
Skoda
be,
logo. Sorry.
That would just be Fort in this case. Everybody
Okay.
else's classification's not bitch.
Even the Germans?
Even the Germans.
Okay.
What do you mean, these are Germans? I have the same thing that Fort has.
Yours are removable though, are they not?
Let me look at my picture.
I mean, they've got big old
Those are
handles on them.
handlebars.
They might be grab irons. You've given me a point for them things before. Forts are removable too. They have handles on top of them.
Times have changed.
I don't think those are actually... Because those are mounted down onto. You see, they've got bolts that are holding them down onto the frame. Yours,
Wait.
on the other hand, are
No,
in
actually,
a casing.
I will say mine are removable. You look at the actually, are they? Is that removed or just broken off? I don't know. Because the second picture I posted only has one lamp.
Where is that?
What
I
is the
posted it
second?
streaming. And,
I would assume that's broken off because look at the
Oh, yeah,
other
the
one.
other
I
one
don't
has
think
no
it has a
glass.
lens.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
Okay. Well, that's how the cookie crumbles, I guess. Okay, what was the third thing for it?
I was going to say, if you look on the side of the smoke deflector, is that a builder's plate right there?
It looks like a cool plate.
That's a Skoda logo, so yes.
Oh my god. It is a Skoda logo.
That
you're
is
right.
the coolest
Oh, it
builder's plate
is.
ever.
I don't want to give a point for that. I'm going to be honest.
No, come on, that is cool.
We have... I don't want to either, but an embossed
Hold on.
logo plate is something that we've given points for before.
Like,
It's kinda like
you
the
guys,
Chinese
you guys
railway thing.
you gave me points for the cotton belt.
Embossed
steam
would be
chest.
like sticking out.
Yeah. Like it's
Yeah.
a cast plate.
I think the unstreamlined versions had some embossed plates.
You see, that's the problem with this is everybody technically does. It's just the Skoda one is the logo style. So
Yeah.
yes, it's nice, but when we say embossed number plate or builder's plate,
Well,
everybody has
like
it.
what? Like would? Like
I wouldn't
yeah,
call
would
that a
my-
builder's
would my
plate,
name,
though.
Would my name?
I'd call that a based logo plate.
Based.
it is
would
a
my-
plate
Because
of the
you wrote
builder, but I
based.
feel like that is more of a flashy thing than an informative builder's plate that we think of when we think of builder's plate, you know?
right.
Give him a
but I
point.
think
Give
then
this man a
then
point.
Then that's kind of abstract, right? Because like, would my nameplate count?
Well, it would,
Oh,
but
I-
My
but
engines
not
have nameplates.
your nameplate would
Okay.
count as a style point, but not in the same way that this does. I would wager.
You
I
see,
would argue.
the problem with the Skoda plate is we don't have an up close photo of it. I assume it probably has the build date on it because I don't see another plate
I don't
with that
see-
information
I don't
present.
see anything on it aside from the bird.
The
yeah,
bird.
because you got such far away photos, man.
Well, they're the only ones I can find.
That's the problem.
I don't know if you could
You
always
want
give
an
him
image
half
of the
for it.
Skoda logo?
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? You get half for it. Nobody else gets a point for it.
Okay. Okay. So
Well,
I have.
That
oh,
means
not 10
that means
points
he's
for it.
kicked off the calling.
Wait, have I?
Which means yes,
Also,
which
they were
means it
green.
goes dun 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 to Brian.
Oh god.
Alright, let's get this right off the bat. I know for a fact that this isn't some superhero poll, so you can't deny me on this. dual cross compound air compressors in the photo that I'm uploading right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that is dual cross compound air compressors.
I don't think anybody has anything else that can beat it. So
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So wait, I have a picture of it. I have a picture of my engine with the well, I mean, of it's partially scrapped, but with the smoke deflector off on the one side. Can you see? Is that have another pump air compressor underneath it, or am I just being stupid?
No,
It's an image for ants.
yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Why are they so
I'm gonna go with
small?
no. Brian, something else.
Stainless cladding.
yeah, you get a point for Aeolus.
Stainless. What else?
Let me just take a quick peek here.
It looks like
Vert,
people are.
let's go. Knuckles.
Fucking Earth, you would call that.
Yeah, you get a point.
Does anyone else have knuckles?
I don't.
Knuckles?
No, I guess nobody does.
I meant to put a K there. Why did it not put a K?
Okay.
That was a Sonic reference.
What else?
Let's see here. I have a hat.
You have a feed water heater.
Yeah, you have a feed water heater.
Two feed water
Fort
heaters.
also has that.
Yay. Oh, I could have said that right.
Yeah, Fort does. Kaiser does.
I think everyone has one, to be
I
honest.
don't.
so-
No, Vert does not.
I do not.
What?
And Ace does not either.
Oof. Sorry, Vert.
Okay.
Sorry,
and
not sorry, Ace.
one more from you before Vert can possibly try to come back and win this thing. Apparently, according
I
to
have
my
a Mars
thing.
light.
A what?
Okay, yeah, Mars Light is a point.
This might end
Hey,
it.
that's
Math says
that's the-
this might end it.
that's a light that shoots at the smoke, right?
No, that's a
No.
smoke light. This is the light that like waves around. Oh, and that cinches it. Hold on, I want to see something really quick. Will this make the difference?
Oh no.
No, it won't. Okay, that actually might be a problem with how this math works, and I'll have to investigate that later. But yeah, let me.
Did I just-
double check.
Straight
Yeah.
up.
Oh, you know what? It might be because the Is that how this works? Let me see really quick. Let me just double check really quick.
I would assume.
Is there something glitched here?
No,
Yes,
there
no.
may be, but there may well
Yes.
not be. Okay, no, there isn't.
Regardless, I think I know what's going on here.
I was just checking to see if dropping you half a point would allow the game to consider that Fort might come back or Vert might come back, but this it doesn't seem to be working totally how I would like it to, but it's working well enough, which means that this is game over. So
Holy crap.
let's tally up our points. And this is where we stand. Unsurprisingly, that is a Brian victory in the Aeolus with 79 points. Congratulations.
Oh.
And here's where everyone else is. 75 points for Vert. Congratulations. You got second place with this thing, which I'm
Can
That's
you
not
not?
right.
I'm glad you got something. I'm glad you got second at least. I would have preferred you get first. I was rooting for this thing. I really like it in its streamlined and unstreamlined forms, but either way, solid showing. 74 points for the DRB Class 45. Kaiser, you may not have got the win that you were looking for, but you did show yourself as a strong contender. The German engine, I hope, did not let you down. Fort,
Well, I was going to say it really did, because I literally looked up most powerful locomotive in Germany and found this thing.
well, I guess the most powerful locomotive in Germany is not the most powerful locomotive. Oh my god. Can you stop?
In this Royale.
In this Royale, exactly. Oh my god.
What?
Can you not hear him?
No.
No, we actually can.
Vaguely.
That's insane. And then finally, Ace, you made it into the style point round with this thing. So
Yep.
I'm gonna call that a victory.
I mean, the thing is like, I showed up
Yeah.
I wasn't like, and then
But
my
also-
engine. I wasn't able to take my first pick, so
That's 72.5 points, and then 67.5 points for you, Ace. So,
Yep.
that is the rundown at the end of this thing. I think that while this doesn't work perfectly yet, I think that it is. Oh, you know what it was? You know what it was? It is working fine because the difference here is 4 points, and if, say for example, we didn't give the Mars light point, and that is a 0, but say for whatever reason Brian got kicked off here and there were still 3 points left to be called, it means that there was still room for Vert to tie the game. So it is actually working flawlessly. So
it's just that Fort didn't have enough style points, I guess.
yeah, Fort didn't.
I was going to ask. I was just doing a bit of reading on this before, and would a service between countries have gotten me a style point?
I think we have given service in multiple countries before.
Yeah, we've given that.
Yeah, because apparently these engines, they ran an express from Kaunas, the capital of Lithuania at the time, to Berlin.
Cool.
Yeah, and to be honest, I would have. The style points I probably would have called were the specialty runs it ran during Australia's bicentennial, including the Journey with the Flying Scotsman, which was added in streaming and reporting.
Oh, that's cool.
The fact that I probably would have called for survivors count, but that probably would have screwed me anyway. And,
not against not against the CB&Q thing, that's for sure.
I mean, Kaiser definitely went from Berlin to Warsaw in one tender load.
Okay. Here's
also
another thing, and I know we don't usually call this, but I'm trying to open up the style points to things other than biases, etc. And I said about the Vandy might be an improvement, and then I realized that that's because the Vanderbilt I was looking at is a weird Vanderbilt, and a normal Vanderbilt doesn't have that advantage of being able to look along the side of it. But this thing does have a bell pair, and that was brought up. Like, Weibull did once make an argument as to why that may be better, at least from a pressure vessel standpoint.
I would also get a point for that.
From a maintenance standpoint, it's
from a maintenance standpoint, a little bit rough. But the other thing is, your interesting tender trucks, you might have been able to get a point on, Vert. And weirdly enough, we've given this point before, and it's only because the CB&Q thing is here. Everyone else would have been able to get a point for buffers.
I didn't think.
I'm shocked that nobody called that.
I didn't think buffers was a point.
Yeah, well, the hook and loop couplers are not a point, but the buffers are. Weirdly enough.
Because they add a landing zone when you're coupling.
Exactly.
Vert is the winner here because he has buffers and knuckles.
The thing that I don't 100% like about buffers being a point is because
it's common
does, right? Is it basically the same thing as a knuckle does with its whole, because it does have a spring in most cases. So there is some cushioning force, whereas with buffers you kind of are trapped in the middle there, and you need to duck to get out of there, or else you're gonna get squashed.
Yeah, no, buffers are dangerous as hook and loop couplers are dangerous as hell.
We've given a point for polling pockets, so dangerous.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, polling pockets are, if you're gonna pull, you're gonna want them. If you're not, if you don't have them, then pulling becomes even more dangerous.
Oh
so,
my God.
Lesser of two evils, much.
Okay, so it's something I was just reading again. So one of the engines in my class, the fifth one of the class, was actually the 1,000th engine built by Skoda.
That's kind of a neat one.
That's really cool.
And apparently it was going to be, well, as it says on here, reconstruction was begun in 2014, but was canceled in 2019.
Oof.
Darn.
Okay. Well,
The other style point probably that I would use was 3801. I'm pretty sure did a cross country / cross continental trip between Sydney and Perth.
That
I mean,
was 3801 and 3830 double heading.
I would have just gone for you run in preservation. I don't think anyone else here does or has.
No,
I mean, I'm preserved, but I don't run. I have
Well,
4
here's a weird thing. Is obviously all three engines that made it to Iraq served until like 67, and then they put them away, and then now nobody knows where they are.
Oh, well, that's
Sounds
unfortunate.
about right.
Hey, Alice, just so you know, I did something with the taking countries list down at the bottom left-hand corner.
Ah, that is helpful. Thank you.
Holding the winners.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that I'm gonna do, aside from fix this thing before I've got to go pick up Gloria, fix the calling order up here. I'm pretty sure I can add that to this formula. Is I'm going to put 5-point lines in. Not that it'll really change anything, but it'll make it look a little bit cleaner when we're going through it. But anyway, I'd like to thank everyone for coming. Tyler, thanks for suffering through as usual. You're free to go back to your happy place here and now. And we will be back next week with another 5 locomotives, another 5 countries, and not the United States, and nothing from North America. So, yeah, people are going to have to look even further afield. I really appreciate the lengths that people have gone to this point. So, thanks to you, Tyler. Thanks to all of you contestants, viewers. Thanks to Stephen West for running the local base. We couldn't do it without it. And we now can see, in fact, the pathways to ties, which is exciting almost. Something should show up when it's like, this is the last stat callable. I don't know how I would code that though. Anyway, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Boogity, boogity, boogity.
Farewell.